Nezhmetdinov, the champion of the Russian federations, returned to a hero's welcome in Kazan. Fans were even more delighted when he again won the RSFSR title at Yaroslavl, 1951, ahead of Krogios. At the semi-finals of the USSR Championships in Baku, however, trouble was brewing. Some underestimation of my opponents led me to obtain only 4 points after 12 rounds. There may have been another reason, however, for Rashid's lackluster performance. Nezhmetdinov, Tarasov, and Kholmov had become boisterous drinking partners. In Baku, the triumvirate, as they were known, treated their hotel room as if they were rock stars. Rashid was on the balcony, hurling plates and crockery to the street below. Kholmov attempted to bring him inside, and soon the two were locked in noisy battle. Tarasov tried to separate the combatants, without much success. Unfortunately, the hullabaloo attracted the attention of Grandmaster Alexander Kotov. Kotov had been assigned as an observer on behalf of the Soviet Sports Committee. In fact, it's widely believed that he worked for the KGB at this time. At any rate, soon the local police were involved, and Kotov reported all 3 masters to the Sports Committee. Kholmov and Tarasov received the worst of it. They were disqualified from tournament play for 1 year and had their government stipend suspended. Rashid, the only Communist Party member in the group, retained his stipend and was disqualified for a shorter period of time. Given that Nezhmetdinov had actually caused the incident, Kholmov may be forgiven for bearing a grudge. Years later, he accused Rashid of groveling before the committee. In fact, however, all 3 masters were lucky. In the past, chess masters had been punished much more severely for lesser or even imaginary offenses. Leonid Kubel's brother Arvid had been executed for the crime of sending a chess composition to the foreign press. Chessmaster Vladimir Petrov had been sent to a gulag for the so-called crime of counter-revolutionary activities. Peter Izmailov had been the first Russian Federation champion in 1922. But this didn't stop him from being shot for his supposed involvement in a plot to kill Stalin. As for Rashid, he seemed to have learned his lesson. In fact, he stopped the all-night party tournament life and married. He also made good use of his enforced time off by writing the first chess book in the Tatar language. Once again, Nezhmetdinov had to play himself back into shape. At Saratov, 1953, he signaled his return by winning the RSFSR championship for the 3rd time. He overtook the leader and rising star, Lev Bologaevsky, by finishing with a startling 6 wins in a row. Beginning with this championship, I learned to defeat masters on a regular basis. In January 1954, Nezhmetdinov finally got a chance to appear on the big stage. The 21st USSR Championships in Kyiv. Here, Rashid would face the toughest competition of his life, Russia's top grandmasters, including Tigran Petrosian and Yefim Geller. Geller was now ranked in the world top 10, but Nezhmetdinov dismantled him in a sharp struggle. Rashid also defeated legendary grandmasters Salo Flor and Andor Lilienthal, seen here enjoying a snowy day together. That's Lilienthal on the right of the screen. Against Lilienthal, Rashid produced yet another brilliancy. Lilienthal, with white, sacks a piece for what looks to be an overwhelming attack. Here, Black appears to be utterly without hope. But Nezhmetdinov now launched one of the greatest counterattacks in chess history. Rashid finished the event shared 7th, but he had proven a point by scoring 4.5 on 7 against Grandmaster opponents. The death of Stalin helped bring Nezhmetdinov the opportunity to appear on the international stage. Stalin's successor, Nikita Khrushchev, adopted a less repressive de-Stalinization program. In this new era, travel restrictions for Soviet sportsmen were lessened. In 1954, the Soviet Chess Committee decided to answer foreign critics who claimed they only ever sent their strongest grandmasters abroad. The idea was to send 4 of Russia's mere masters to the international tournament in Bucharest, 1954. Nezhmetdinov was chosen, along with fellow masters Semyon Forman, Viktor Korchnoi, and his old friend Ratmir Kholmov. The Soviet Sports Committee spared no expense. Before the tournament, the 4 masters were summoned to Moscow. Here, they underwent rigorous preparation under the guidance of Isaac Boleslavsky and David Bronstein. In Bucharest, Nezhmetdinov would face international masters for the first time. Ludiak Pachman, Miroslav Filip, Robert Wade, Bogdan Sliva, and international grandmaster and tournament favorite Gideon Stalbari. In round 5, Rashid took the white pieces against Italian master Enrico Paoli and sacrificed 2 knights for a vicious attack. Before the 5th round, I received the joyous news of the birth of my son. At the end of the round, I sent a telegram to my wife. I congratulate you on the birth of our son, and I dedicate my game with Paoli to him. Nezhmetdinov shared the lead with Korchnoi, back and forth throughout the event, until the last round. In the end, Korchnoi edged Rashid out. Nezhmetdinov finished clear second. With his typical generosity, however, Nezhmetdinov summed up the experience. And so yet another international competition ended with the victory of a representative of the Soviet chess school. Though he didn't win, Rashid's scintillating performance on the world stage earned him the title of International Master. Nezhmetdinov again made it to the big stage in Moscow, 1957, at the 24th USSR Championship. Though he only managed 13th place, Rashid distinguished himself in games against 2 future world champions. In 1957, Mikhail Tal was only 21 years old, but he had already electrified the chess world with his sacrificial romantic style. In round 6, Nezhmetdinov took white against the magician of Riga. Playing in a style similar to Tal's, Rashid seemed to have him in some kind of self-imposed zugzwang. Here, Tal appears unable to find effective counterplay, or even a useful plan. Rashid soon took advantage of this uncertainty and punished his foe with a spectacular attacking sequence. In round 13, Nezhmetdinov took the white pieces and spanked Boris Spassky in 33 moves. Spassky resigned here because of the crushing threat, queen to e6 check, which wins by force majeure. Despite these successes, however, Rashid was unhappy with his play. Only in isolated games was I able to carry out creative lines of thought to their conclusion. In most games, I had painful collapses. Tal went on to win the tournament, becoming the youngest USSR champion in history. Here, Nezhmetdinov congratulates Tal on his victory. Rashid and Mikhail greatly admired one another and soon established a warm and lasting friendship. On his return to Kazan, Nezhmetdinov faced heartbreaking news. My older brother Kavi had passed away in the prime of his creative life. A prominent Tatar author, he had helped me in many, many ways. Later that year, however, Rashid was honored with a government medal for achievement in the field of chess art. This profoundly moved me and helped me overcome my artistic depression. In Krasnodar, 1957, Nezhmetdinov won the RSFSR championship for an unprecedented fourth time. He was flushed with new life then when he boarded the train to Sochi, 1958, on his way to glory. At the beautiful Black Sea resort of Sochi, Nezhmetdinov won his 5th Russian Federation's championship. In the process, he played his immortal against Lev Pologaevsky. To this day, it is ranked by many as a contender for the greatest game of chess ever played. Rashid, with the black pieces, appears to have no good square to park his queen. His solution to the problem became one of the most spectacular moves of all time. Rook takes f4. Pologaevsky was pole-axed. Sunk in thought for a long time, I understood I was to say goodbye to all hope, and that I was losing a game that would be spread all over the world. Lev Pologaevsky. After the game, a special painting was commissioned depicting Nezhmetdinov, Pologaevsky, and the Board of Destiny.